Hello everyone, my name is AZZATRU, how are you, and welcome to another Star Wars Battlefront 2 video of mine. And in this video I'm going to be sharing with you my second opinions and some improvements made to the 4-player co-op PvE mode coming to Battlefront 2 in September. I was very critical in my past video, giving my first impressions of the new PvE experiences coming to Battlefront 2. Much more so instant action than the 4-player co-op mode, but you get what I mean. I felt that co-op was okay, but not that fun. It just wasn't my cup of tea, neither was instant action. I just don't like playing against bots, and if you want to hear my full thoughts on that, there'll be a link to it down in the description, or just check out my channel for context, but I'm not going to be getting into details on that. I've got more of a positive video today because I played an improved version of the 4-player co-op mode after that video, so I want to offer some extra thoughts and context to what I think about the PvE experience. I had a lot of concerns and was very honest with my feelings towards these modes with DICE developers like Dennis at Gamescom. We had a feedback session, and to be honest, I was not pleased. I was really disappointed. I was somewhat harsh on what I thought, but those were my real feelings. So I basically played the PvE experience only on Kamino, and that's what I used to get my first impressions. That's what I based them off. However, Dennis mentioned after I gave the constructive criticism in a feedback session that the Naboo co-op map was a lot more polished and close to being completed compared to Naboo. And when I played it, he was right. It did not feel so empty or pointless, and River, Thames, cinematic captures both noticed that I was visibly having fun with them in this mode, whereas the day before, I was not having a good time. I just wasn't pleased. Whilst Naboo was not completely finished, it was probably 10 times better than the Kamino experience I had. But what are those reasons as to why I think it's a much better experience? Well, attacking is just so much more fun than playing defense. You play as the droids only on Naboo when you select 4-player co-op, and you're the attackers attacking the feed palace. And having an objective in which you have to work for pretty hard as well is honestly good fun. I felt that AI was a lot better, or at least felt a lot more menacing and were harder to go up against. There was just so many of them grouped up and they were just constantly firing at you. It wasn't a huge step up like random players, but it was still somewhat of a struggle. It wasn't like you could just mow them all down that I felt like was happening on Kamino. And we lost at the first objective sometimes, and if we won, we played it very tactically. There was a sense of pride and accomplishment to an extent. You could just not run in aimlessly like you could killing droids on Kamino. You had to pick your character, the route, and watch the timer. It felt much more like Galactic Assault and more in tune with the entertainment factor I expected. When the time was ticking down close, or if it went into overtime, the 4 of us that were playing got pretty audible and excited as we were trying to win. In contrast, Kamino did not offer any of that. I think a big factor was the map layout. I'm not 100% sure why this was. It just felt more fun, more chaotic, more exciting. I enjoyed playing it on a map layout perspective. It didn't bore me as much because the pace was so much more faster than Kamino, and it felt like Galactic Assault, but I had more freedom. Yes, the whole Galactic Assault map for Naboo is playable in this mode. The doors are open right to the throne room, as the final objective, much like Galactic Assault, is to capture that area. Same goes for the front part of the palace, very similar, just nothing to hold down or disarm. Some people may not like the close quarters combat, but I really enjoyed it far more. Plus, it's not all close quarters combat, as the starting phase of this mode does offer a little bit of sniping here and there. Another takeaway I have is that there is so much more freedom when playing this than Galactic Assault. There is less pressure because the AI can be a little bit dumb at times, and it opens this sandbox up a little bit more. I was just using droidicas to roll around the throne room to capture the point, to see if I could do it, see how long I could survive, just keep rolling around in circles to see if I could trick the clones. And it was interesting, you know, you could see if this tactic works, you can try all different things. I bought a stab from the first phase all the way through the palace to the throne room in an effort to win the game for the team. I did this with Dennis watching over me, and I was like, having these random funny pieces of freedom in a non-competitive environment is nice and fresh. I just used it to hold down an objective. It was just overall really decent. And I just think it's a nice way to test the limits of the game, the map, the game mode, the vehicles, the assets we have at our disposal, and you can create your own fun in this mode because you're not relying on many other players to see how things go. You've just got a bunch of AI and 3 teammates. Hero AI is another factor I want to take into consideration. When playing against Dooku, he was super easy to fight against on Kamino, but Obi-Wan and Anakin were both much more engaging and harder to take down. I died against them both a few times actually, and it was honestly really awesome to see Obi-Wan and Anakin using their abilities. I still think there needs to be more attacking from the heroes with the lightsabers and less blocking. I did indeed use the stat to destroy Kenobi when we could not take out the first objective a couple of times because it was pretty hard. A piece of feedback I had was more Star Wars fantasy moments. I'd love to see the MTT just being on the map, just being there, not even moving, just in the streets. That for me would add so much more to it. It just feels right and adds more Star Wars feeling. It's not finished, so it's going to be interesting to see how this map plays with AI vehicles, starfighters and reinforcements, and I also think there needs to be a tactical emote wheel or a ping system or just anything to offer some sort of communication with players. What do you think about my new opinions on this mode? Be sure to let me know down in the comment section below, and I'll leave you guys with some extra gameplay of this game mode. I know you guys have been asking for more, so I will leave it with you. But before I go, be sure to drop a like on this video, subscribe if you aren't around here, and I shall see you all in my next Star Wars Battlefront 2 video. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Goodbye.
Sensors.
Such glorious
Cat.